Come on!
Broadcast Hippo Digital Media.
everybody.
Happy Sunday.
Yes, happy Sunday. Welcome to the Cedar Point Podcast. This is episode number 25.
Wow, 25. We're quarter of the way to 100. Look at that.
Yeah, we're quarter century old. It's August 14th, 2022 as we record. We are the Cedar Point Podcast, and it's a lonely street today, Dave. A lonely street.
Well, Donnie, it looks like he's running a little late. He'll be here, though. So
yeah, Donnie will be here. Dylan's out today. Nicole's out today. Michael's out today. It's just, me and you to start. We should start with the big announcement. We may want. Hi. Oh, we got a co-host. Another co-host.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into the big announcement that happened on Thursday, of course. Happened at 10 o'clock in the form of about a 2-minute video and announcing the new Boardwalk. And Dave, why don't you recap it for us? Maybe Donnie will be on to get us his thoughts on it after that.
Well, basically they announced what we kind of already knew, the beach project, and I'm impressed with it. It looks wonderful. It's got the restaurant, beach house that we were expecting with some nice outdoor seating areas. I don't know if you've seen it on both sides of the building. Up on top, that's going to be great to go up there and have a drink, kind of right on the water there. They're moving some rides around in the area. They're moving the Matterhorn and the Scrambler onto that midway, which I believe the Matterhorn used to be on that midway years ago. It started out there. Troika is going to be there. Giant Wheel staying there. Tiki Twirl is getting converted back to Calypso, what it originally was. They're doing that. And the highlight of the whole thing is they're building a mouse coaster, a spinning mouse coaster. Pretty compact version of one right there on the beach. And from the renderings that they put out, it looks like there's going to be a nice greenery area right between the park and the beach. So it'll be kind of nice to sit out there and relax, watch the water, whatever you want to do. And I like it. I think it's a great addition.
I'll tell you what. I've run it by different generations of people that love Cedar Point, and I haven't heard anyone say a bad word about it. Everyone is excited for the project. You're more in the Cedar Point world than I am. Are there haters out there, or is the majority positive with this announcement?
There are a lot of haters out there, but there are a lot of people at the same time that do love it. You get the coaster enthusiasts that are pissed because it's not a 500-foot coaster that they're putting in. It's some little mouse coaster, and they're complaining that, another restaurant at Cedar Point. Don't we have enough of those? That crowd. But, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm one of those that complains about the restaurants as well, just because it seems like they're taking rides out and putting in restaurants that I don't like. But, as you go to Cedar Point every weekend with kids and stuff, you think, we talked about the other week, I think there's about 8 or 10 restaurants. Then there needs to be, it's okay if there's more options out there. Because, I don't know, you want options. I have no problem with that, I guess.
Yeah, I don't either. And, we were discussing something the other day too. You notice how they're building a lot of new buildings in the park lately, indoor buildings. And could that have something to do with maybe bringing on a Christmas event eventually at the park? More indoor buildings, that would be it's a pipe dream, but hey, It was an idea. But I like it. And, being that it's right on the water, there's nothing like that unless you're staying in Hotel Breakers. There's really nothing like that at the park where you can go on the water, have a bite to eat, watch it, and.
Well, and I think that we've talked about the morning, Donnie. I think that we've talked about how the beach side is underappreciated or underutilized or whatever, and this making it a premier spot, I think only enhances Cedar Point, and more people will get to see how beautiful it is on that side of the park, because it's really a forgotten side. People go straight down the midway and you head towards the coasters or whatever, and you kind of forget to go right. And then especially you don't go right all the way into the corner where the beach is, and I think that this might change that a little bit.
I agree, and I love that little buffer area they put in between the rides and the beach. That's awesome.
Yeah,
the
the
green area.
Green area, yeah. Donnie P, your thoughts on the announcement? We were just saying that almost everyone that I've talked to is excited about it, loves it. There really is. I mean, that's really the overwhelming verdict that I'm hearing.
Yes, I think it's fantastic. I mean, it's kind of what everyone was hoping for. There's a lot of people that are like, we need a new ride. I haven't had a new ride since 2018. So you get a new roller coaster. You move some rides over there that get refreshed. And of course, another place to eat. You sit up on that patio, look at the beach. You're going to be able to see the beach, beach goers. You're going to be able to see the boats out there. And, and it's a place for the seagulls out and do their business. So they're going to be happy as well.
To buy long nuggets in the park. Yeah.
Yes. Another place to buy long nuggets.
I'm excited to sit on the water and have a drink. That's going to be so cool. Nice, relax for a bit.
Oh my gosh. So cool.
Something about Toledo and any developer has said that, because over the years, some cities, if you have water, cities have blocked it with buildings and things like that. And Toledo has kind of gone backwards, where they're tearing down some of the buildings on the water so you can see the water. And Cedar Point had done some of that as well, where you couldn't enjoy the water. That's such an asset that they really have been ignored or underutilized, or however you want to say it. And I think putting like you said, Dave, this makes it more of a beachy theme. You've got the beach there, you've got the water there. It's such a natural progression. Now,
I will say this. I love it. I personally love it. There are some people out there saying, we don't go to Cedar Point for that. We go for the roller coasters. I mean, there's a lot of people out there like that.
And that's fine. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, it's fine. But in my opinion, I like a mix of things. There's families that go there.
Well,
and families have to have things to do too.
Here's the thing too. If you're Cedar Point, the more experiences you can give, the more times you're going to come back. Because if you ride a roller coaster 1,000 times, maybe your limit is 1,000 times. But now if you can go do some other really cool things, you're going to come back more often. For those people that that go to the park a lot.
Right. And their goal is to bring families in that are going to spend money, not the random coaster enthusiast that's going to go there, ride a couple coasters, and go
not
home.
Your people, Dave.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at stuff that's going to be there, those flat rides that are going to be there, some other food choices, like it looks like a spot you could go and actually hang out at for hours, 3-4 hours. So like there's going to be times when that's like for people that go a lot and don't do the bell to bell or open to close thing. You're going to do that. You're going to go to if you're staying at Breakers, you go in, you hang out for like 4 hours on the boardwalk. Then you go out and hang out on the beach. You know what I mean? Something like that. So. For example, we chatted last week. I was having a bad connection, but we were going to do the water rides. So Sunday, we went in. We did Forbidden Frontier, which the kids hadn't seen in a couple of years, so they were excited to do that. But it was super hot, so we did that for like not even an hour. And 2 rides on Thunder Canyon. A little stop at the Trail Tavern, which is another hidden gem of Cedar Point, and then 1 ride on Snake River Falls. Then it was out to the beach for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Melanie says, great addition to fill out that side and area of the park. Love the announcement, and also looking forward to bigger announcements in the next year or two. I agree, Melanie. It's so true. Yeah. Now here's one that I got from one of the Cedar Point Facebook pages or whatever, one of the groups where they like to complain. Okay, lifetime Cedar Point fan, but I just have to get this out. We are basically getting a carnival ride. WTF? Don't get me wrong, I do love most of the small non-coaster rides. It's great that people of all ages can be on some of the rides, but Cedar Point used to concentrate on breaking world records. It was almost like being a proud parent of this amusement park so close to where I live. I would talk to people endlessly, out-of-state friends, knowing that parks in their state couldn't compare to Cedar Point. Now, between all these restaurants and carnival rides, this is just disappointing. I just pray that this isn't the beginning of the end for Cedar Point.
See what I mean? There's a couple people out there.
And it turned into the next Gauga Lake, if you know what I mean.
Well, there's only one thing I'm a little disappointed at. I mean, I'm the coaster. I was expecting it to be like one of those mock spinning coasters, a little bit bigger, instead of this. Because this thing, let me tell you, if you ever been to a park that has a mouse coaster, the line just moves brutally slow. The capacity on them are not that great. And at a park like Cedar Point, something like this, that line is just going to be crazy.
Really?
Yeah, that's my only concern. I mean, they're fun rides. I'm looking forward to riding it. But as far as capacity for a park like Cedar Point, I think that's the only issue I see with all this.
Interesting. I never thought of that side of things. That's why we have you here, Dave. I like that one. But the mouse, it's a different twist on a mouse ride though, because it's got that long kind of not fast drop, but a long drop. And then they're saying in the video that depending on how many people you have on the ride, that it's going to be a different experience. So I mean, yeah, like you said, I'm looking forward to riding it. The Carnival Boardwalk theme, all those rides now, whether it's the Scrambler, Matterhorn, those are kind of Carnival Boardwalky rides.
Right. That's what a Boardwalk was like. And I think they're renaming Scrambler also. I can't remember what it's getting named to, but Scrambler is getting a new name.
Well,
Atomic Scrambler.
Atomic Scrambler. Yeah, that's it.
I think that the one question is then still what is going to go where Matterhorn is, what is going to go where Scrambler is.
Big empty space.
Yeah, they didn't announce that. Go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah, so like I know that's like a bit of a walk from Dragster, but that still goes back to the whole: are they moving the queue for Dragster, or are they taking that down and putting something all that goes over there? So it's I mean, it can't be nothing, because like that's going to leave a hole right there, because that's like the edge of the park.
Well, let me give you my theory on that. I think Corkscrew may be on its way out soon. Think about it. You remove Corkscrew, you remove those two rides. That's a nice plot of land right there for something,
Well, and I've been saying, but you guys haven't really jumped on board. I've been saying that Corkscrew is not a ride that my family rides, not the kids. Nobody goes to ride the Corkscrew. It's just, I don't know who rides it. It's almost like Long John Silver. Like it's got to be a front for some sort of criminal organization, because no one is ever in line at Long John Silver. No one ever goes to no one ever says I need to have Long John Silver, but it stays in business year after year. Like we don't know.
There's been a few days during Halloween weekends where the line or the queue has been completely full for it.
What?
Yes. We just rode it last week 2 weeks ago, and there was a lot of people in line. There was, it was like a 15-minute wait.
I guess I just don't. I mean, I know that it's it just bam bam. It hits your head's rocking back and forth, and I don't know. Melanie says it's the hush puppies for me. She loves Long John. She's the one that loves Long John Silver.
Arthur Treachers or whatever.
Yeah. But you better eat them while they're hot, or they'll turn into little rocks.
I know. Oh, that's so true.
Now you see, I'm one of the lucky ones. Although I don't really care for Corkscrew. I might ride it once or twice a year. I'm taller, so my head kind of clears the harness, so I don't get all that head banging like a lot of people do.
So your neck looks like you got a bunch of hickeys after you ride it.
Yeah. I get a stiff neck, but it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers a lot of other people. Just like I said, because my ears in that clear the harness, and so I don't get that banging.
So, okay, there isn't a week later. There's still no news on Dragster. I was there on Sunday. Actually, I saw Donnie there. I haven't seen Donnie in person for freaking ever. So it was good seeing Donnie. But you could see the red markings on the pavement out there at Dragster. Like, as we've speculated that maybe expanding the queue, but really nothing new other than what we've talked about before. Val Raven is down.
Not anymore. Late yesterday afternoon, they tweeted that Val Raven's back up. It was spotted testing yesterday, and then yesterday evening, I got the message saying, "Yep, Val Raven's back up and going." So
awesome.
I don't know what was wrong with it.
This one is interesting. Lots of confusion. Dave, you kind of brought it to our attention. I think it was last week about the new pass lineup. The new passes. There's like 19 of them, I think.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
There's actually the Val Raven Pass where you can only go to ride Val Raven. I mean, ridiculous. So
there's a pass that only gives you admittance between 2 and 6, and
right,
right.
Man,
I'll clear one thing up. A lot of people are under the impression, and I got this clarified, that it says 2 hours early admittance. Now, what that is that's only 2 hours. They have a special lane at the entrance of the park at the turnstiles there. For 2 hours, it's a special lane for pass holders only to get in that way. It's not ERT on the ride or anything like that. It's just there's a special lane for pass holders only.
It's almost like a speed pass lane for entrance.
Basically, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it is for 2 hours. It's not, you're not getting in the park 2 hours early. That's not what it is. It's just a specific lane for you to go through the first 2 hours of the morning.
So then you would get then that would get you to the front of the line for early entry, basically.
Yeah, I mean that was never really an issue because they kind of open it and everybody that's
runs.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you do get in that front end of the park. You could get a coffee at Starbucks, or I think the pastry place opens early now because they have breakfast pastries in there. They may open.
I'll tell you what. Real quick, the French Quarter there, like you said, they have added some breakfast items, some pastry items. That elephant ear or whatever you end up getting there is so damn good. We got one, and really, our family of I think 6 or 7 all ate one elephant ear. And we just got, and then they'll let you put in sections. So like we did an apple section, we did an ice cream section, we did this section, and everyone just kind of got their own piece. And it was plenty to get your sweet fill. Mm-hmm. It's so good. I mean, they do such a good job there. It's one of the, I mean, it could be a pastry place out on the streets. Cause I think it's really impressive.
Well, they used to have another location in the park that sold elephant ears, and it was always busy. I don't know why they ever got rid of it. Right next to your rest area in the back of the park there, the Sleepy Hollow or whatever it's called. My
rocking chairs and my swings.
Yeah, there's that concession stand there. Well, on the very end there, that used to be an elephant ear place. There was always a line for it. I don't know why they ever got rid of it. Yeah, we always used to.
So passes, how do we clear this update? So you got the 2 hour entrance past the gate.
Yep. And the prestige pass that comes with all the extra benefits. Now, from what I was told, those benefits are only good at their home park that you get the pass from. So you cannot, like the VIP lounge, for example, you can't have the prestige pass from Cedar Point and go to like Michigan Adventure or Dorney Park and use their lounge. You won't be able to. It's only good at your home park.
We rode the train when we were there last Sunday. The regular train, the big train goes all through the park, and you see the VIP lounge there, and it just seems like I don't know why you would use it. There was like 6 or 7 people in there, but it's just you're I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. I think we've talked about it in the past, but it just adding that it just seems like it's not that big a deal.
Well, what I hear rumor is I don't know how true it is or not, is that they're having an issue of people that don't ride rides that just want to sit in a cool place, are taking up seats in the restaurants, like, Game Day Grill and all that. They're sitting in there for hours at a time, taking up a space. So that was the thought, I guess, kind of behind that. I don't know how true that is, but
all right. No, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. All right. So, but anyway, the passes, and the gold pass now, you don't get early entry anymore. I think you always got early entry. They've taken that away for the $99 pass.
Yes, they have. They've taken away early entry. It's still $99. Make it clear they still have the regular platinum pass like they have now will be available still, which that was a big concern of mine. I'm like, well, I don't want this prestige stuff. I'm comfortable with what we have now and what we want. And it kind of sounded like they were getting rid of the platinum at first for these new options, and that's not the case. They're keeping platinum. And then you have the option to upgrade if you want to the Prestige Plus or the Prestige Pass. And it's kind of weird. Like some of the parks, like Carowinds, for example, when you had their the drink plan, now they're offering frozen drinks, ices with it. If you have the food and drink plan.
Oh,
yeah. So instead of just pop, but Cedar Point hasn't specified whether they're doing that or not yet.
I would see
So,
that icy side that we can never go to because it's not on our plan.
yeah.
Underneath the cars that I don't know what the Skyway or whatever, right under there, you got the regular side, and you got the magic icy side that no one is ever getting ices at because it's not included in the drink plan.
Right? Aren't they like $8-9 for an icy?
Yes, but we've always wanted to get one, but it's not part of the plan. Here's another thing too, that we ran into is the kids don't like carrying their season cups, the plastic cups that you get all year long. They don't want to carry them. And you can't, even if you have the season drink pass, you can't. They don't want to give you cups anymore. I thought they gave you cups, but they won't give you
cups. Every time you go, you get a fresh cup. You got to wait 15 minutes between.
Right. They've been telling us if you can't get a cup, you have to bring your drink at a couple different stations. They told us that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Basically, at the beginning of the season, if you have the drink pass, you're technically you're supposed to decide if you want to use the a disposable cup every time or the big plastic cup. If you get the big plastic cup at the beginning of the season, it goes on your pass when you scan it, and they're not supposed to give you a ticket. I've had that issue. So you have to decide. It's best to just use the disposable cups because, like you said, no one wants to carry that big cup around. But technically, you're supposed to reuse that for the whole year, which is going to be pretty tough to do.
We
lose ours, put them in the washer. They melt.
You forget to bring it. I mean, there's just so many issues with
Plus, no loose articles on any of the rides, so now you got to deal with that.
Yeah, and so when the kids are running by themselves, you buy the drink for them. I've sent a couple kids to Cedar Point, and I've sent them money for drinks. Even though we have the drink pass, because they don't want to carry the stupid cup, and they give you an issue with having a disposable cup there. Which, I like I said, I know that you have to do either or, but I don't think it should be like that.
Well, one thing I've been harping on Cedar Point for years to do is if you've ever been to a Six Flags park, they have the same deal. The cups, they don't even give you the option of paper cups at Six Flags. It's the cups you got to carry around with you all year, but in their stations of their rides, they have these special stands with holes in it, and they're all numbered. It goes up to like 1 to 50 or whatever. And so it's a place for you to put your cups while you're on the ride. You just put it in the number, so you know what number you are when you get off the ride. You just go grab your cup back out of there.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So you could have a drink while you're in line for the ride, and then don't have to worry about storing it anywhere. There's a place on the station platform for you.
That's cool. All right, let's move on to the quarterly report. Shows attendance is down. I don't think we've talked about that. I don't think anyone with eyes that's been at Cedar Point can't see that the attendance is definitely down. But per capita spending is up. Whoa. There's a random, hold on. We have a random viewer that wants to say hi. Let's see.
She looks familiar.
On the show.
She looks familiar? I don't know.
I've seen her around before. Somewhere. Can't quite pinpoint.
Where have you been?
Where have I been? I'm on a worldwide tour. What do you mean?
That was brief.
We lost her. So attendance is down. Per capita spending is up. And I floated this theory, and I think I already told you guys, but I can't remember if I was talking in person to somebody or you guys. But I think with everything post-COVID, everything being open, there are so many choices of things to do besides Cedar Point now. All the festivals are back. There's a ton of new festivals. People are trying new events and things are going on. I just think there's more choices for people. And at one point, Cedar Point was really one of the only things that was open if you wanted to just get away and do something fun. So I think that could be part of it. And I think that could be part of it. What were you going to say, Donnie?
I was just saying, and people are appreciating those things more right now because they were gone. So if there's a rib off or a festival or a strawberry like they used to skip it, we'll go next year, or we'll do, but if something's been missing for like 2 years, dang, man, that was really fun. We should go. They're opening it up. Let's do it. So I think it's more of an appreciation of other options as well.
Yeah, like I took the kids to a festival yesterday and there's another one going on down there. There's a big food truck festival going on down here, but they actually had to cancel it. Unfortunately, some big water main broke down the street, so none of the water could be used. And I know all the food trucks hook up to the water and that. And so they're under a boil water advisory for God knows how long. So they had to cancel the food truck event. I was really bummed about that. But yeah, we could have went to Cedar Point, but we're like, no, let's do the food truck event this week.
It's just a lot. There's a lot more options for people's time. I think that's probably why it's down. But like they said, I mean, spending is up. But
yeah, well, things cost more though too. Is it because they cost more, or is it because people are spending more in general? You know,
right? I know. Did the rest of the Cedar Fair parks get the shaft this year as far as new attractions go? You know, we talked about the big announcement for Cedar Point on Thursday. None of the other parks had a big announcement.
Right. The only other announcement, Worlds of Fun is getting a mid-sized wooden coaster. You know, it's kind of a throwback to a coaster they had in the past. It's a wooden coaster. It's kind of cool. It's got a spiral lift hill. It goes around. They're building one of those, kind of a throwback to a coaster, like I said, they used to have. And then Carowinds is building a whole new area in their park that has some airplane themed rides to it. They got like 4 or 5 new rides going in there. No coaster or anything, just a whole new themed area. And as far as major announcements, that's it. I mean, none of the other parks are getting anything, you know, noteworthy.
Other people are like, "Where's the love? Where's the love? Why does Cedar Point get all?" I mean, we are the big daddy. I mean, you know, this is where corporate is.
Right. Well, there was rumors Dorney was supposed to get us a coaster this year. I know California's Great America's, you know, is on the chopping block, so they're obviously not going to get anything. Oh, Knott's announced, Knott's Berry Farm announced they're doing a new themed area too. Nothing too crazy. And that nothing. Michigan Adventure, they're getting a new bench, I think, next year. You know, I mean, there's nothing.
A commemorative bench.
Yeah.
You can buy a piece of the bench if you'd like, so you can just sit on your name every time.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You know, a lot of people are upset. These islands not even get anything.
What's that, Nicole?
I was going to say it's a tiled bench. So you can purchase a tile plaque with your name on the commemorative bench, and they'll be tiled around. So.
Yes.
Jokes.
Jokes. I don't know where you're at, but you're like 10 seconds behind. Yeah. Okay. So
let's go. Island's not even announcing anything right now either.
I want to talk about this one. This is Donnie's wheelhouse. For people that are planning a trip to Hotel Breakers or one of the hotels, Donnie, we need a couple recommendations. We need some hacks. We need something. You are the Cedar Point hotel expert on the panel. You got something. Give us one thing that we have to make our experience better.
Okay, so anytime you're going to Breakers, you want to enjoy the hotel as much as possible. I mean, I could literally go there for a 2-day stay and not even go in the park because Breakers is that amazing. Excuse me.
Donnie and I talked about this last Sunday about how you look out there, we could be in Florida. I mean, if you're just hanging out on the beach or hanging out by the pool and laying in one of the lounge chairs, I mean, you could really just be in Florida. It wouldn't have to be Cedar Point. I mean, that's the great thing about it. There's so many different experiences that you get all in one spot. People just don't get that, and it drives me crazy. I know it drives Donnie crazy as well. But anyway, go ahead, Don. I know you're talking about Breakers.
No, yeah. So one of the biggest tips or hacks I could give is show up as early as possible to check in. I mean, my recommendation would be like 8 a.m. if you can get everybody up and going. It's kind of hard to get up there. Sometimes we'll even stay off site when we have a day at Breakers. That way we can wake up, pack up, drive across the causeway. Like, for example, this weekend we stayed at Cedar Point Express before we went to Breakers. So you get to Breakers 8:30, 9 a.m. before the big check-in line happens. And then you check in early and there's a chance that you would get your room early, because as the rooms become available, as they get turned, they give you your keys when you check in. They're just not activated yet. Then you get a text that your room is ready, and they'll give you your room number in the text. So, for example, let's say you check in at 9 o'clock. Okay, you either keep your stuff in the bellhop or you keep your stuff in your car, and you can dress for like a beach morning. So you go start enjoying the beach and the right away. You could do that for 2, 3, 4 hours, and your room might be ready by 12, 1 o'clock. It's not guaranteed till 4, so you do have to prepare for that, because with staffing and stuff, there are times when you don't get your room till 4. So you go and you can either enjoy breakers, or you check in, you get yourself ready, whatever you do, to go into the park, and you go in and spend the morning and afternoon in the park. Wait for your text. You still don't get your text. Well, we've been in the park for 4 hours. Now let's go to the beach. You go stop at your car, get your stuff for the beach. You're doing the beach. Boom, you get your text. And by then, if you've done the park and the beach, or one or both, people are ready to relax. So
Yeah,
you're
ready to enjoy
check out your room.
That is so genius. You're ready to enjoy your room by then, as opposed to just sitting around getting there later. You've really maximized your amount of time there. Love that.
Now, Donnie, when you booked your rooms, did you utilize your season pass as a discount?
Yes. So depending on, breakers is just like hotel, like the price is almost never the same. It's depending on like what day of the week, how busy it is. So for example, there are days when the pass discount will be blocked off, will be like blacked out. You won't be able to get it. But if you book up far enough ahead of time and there's enough availability, I think it's 10%. I'm not sure. It's a decent amount off.
Yeah,
definitely a decent amount off for the pass discount.
Last time we stayed there, we went all out. We stayed on like the concierge level, which was awesome. It was really cool because you're thirsty or you just want a snack, you just walk right down the hall. They got that whole nice little area in there. We actually met Charles Schultz's son, Snoopy.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, his son was in there, having a snack, and we got to talk with him.
Yeah, that's bougie. That's bougie. See, that's what happens at breakers. Okay, we were looking for Luke Bryan all weekend last weekend. All right, like I just was screaming his name off into the abyss. Luke,
I am your father. I was there last year when he was there.
Oh, were you?
Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
now?
we can hear you. You sound a lot better now. And
Okay.
I would recommend.
I'm in a closet, so.
Awesome. And you can't do a breaker stay without getting a reservation at Tomo Hibachi. So, and they do book up. Like, there's usually, so for example, the last 2 times we've ate there, we couldn't get a reservation till like no earlier than like 10 p.m. Which at first it's like, who wants to eat dinner at 10? But I was like, no, that's perfect. We're gonna go to the park and just get ourselves all worn out. You make it. So, and that's another thing too with breakers. You get any of the resorts, you get the use of the shuttles. So our reservation for Tomo was at 10 p.m. and we entered the park at the Magnum Resorts entrance. We worked our way up front. Like, it's getting late. We're riding Blue Streak. We're doing this. We're doing that. And then it's like 9:30. We're at the front of the park. Like, let's go out the front. Call the shuttle. Drives you right and drops you off right at the entrance of breakers. Walk over to Tomo for your reservation. It was pretty awesome.
I never thought of that one, to where you could no matter where the park is, you don't have to walk all the way back to breakers. Yeah. You just go around the front entrance. The shuttle spot's right there. Boom, takes you right to breakers, and there you go. The Tomo is such a great experience, and I know that we have had to make a reservation. Like, if we know we're going that weekend, maybe on Monday we will. If we know we're staying, you need to get a reservation in, because we've never been able to just walk into Tomo. It's always completely booked.
If it's late, you can, because they're open pretty late.
Oh, right.
What's that, Dave?
You can go to eat at Tomo even if you're not staying at the resort there, right?
Right.
Yes. It is. You can't park there though, so you can either take the shuttle over there, or you can park at the Erie Shores parking lot and walk over.
Yeah, they don't let you back there unless you're a hotel guest. I know when I know Donnie's staying, I'll just use his name, and I. That's my own.
Just say you know the mayor.
If I see, if I see on Facebook, Donnie is at Cedar Point, it's at Breakers, then I know that I can use his name to get back to the hotel area.
Donnie, I have a question. Don. I gotta get an answer. Maybe Dave, you could answer this. So I'm booking Breakers for the last weekend in October. Birthday celebration. Tomo Thursday night. This is all the plan. Why do I want to stay? So when it says 10th floor, when you're booking, that's the concierge level?
I'm not sure what level the concierge level is on.
Okay.
I can't remember, but the higher levels are really nice because it gives you a great view of the water or the park, whichever side you're on.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and they got, I believe most rooms have a patio, like a screened-in patio that you can sit out on, have a drink when you get back from the park.
I've stayed at Breakers before. It's awesome. But when you're looking at all the room choices, like there are so many different rooms and I just can't, I haven't committed because I can't pick which one I want to stay in. So you guys tell me which one to pick.
Lisa,
so if you want,
depends on how many people you have though, too.
It'll probably just be 4. It'll be just a regular.
Lisa says 10th floor. Go ahead, Donnie. Where are you 10th
floor. Okay.
Yeah. So the regular 2 queen rooms don't actually have a balcony. If you get at least a lake view suite, you'll have a little balcony and a patio. The Horizon suite is the biggest suite other than the presidential. There's only one presidential suite. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to book.
That's where I usually stay when I go.
Yeah, it's always booked.
Presidential.
Of course, Dave.
It's always booked for Dave, so it's never available for anybody else.
I've never stayed in it. That one. That's like a bucket list thing. Like I just want to book that for like a whole month and just have everybody come up throughout the week and like stay like different nights because it's actually a Horizon suite. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go. No.
The presidential suite is a Horizon suite and a Lakeview suite with the wall like connected because those are the 2 biggest suites, and then the presidential is just a combination of those. So, my recommendation would be either do a Lakeview suite for the patio, or if you do a 2 queen poolside room, it's in the far end of Breakers. It's not a suite, so it doesn't have that suite upcharge, but it does walk out to the pool area, to the pool and beach area. So that's like a really nice way to.
One thing about
a couple bucks and still have access to just you walk right out to the beach.
One thing about hotels in Sandusky that I've noticed, which are it's really a strange phenomenon because you can't really find a great deal. They've all decided that $400, $500, $600 is a normal price for a hotel.
Yeah,
you don't realize in the real world, a normal hotel's about $149. I think 100 maybe $199 if you get a real nice one. But for some reason, like you look at Joe got 10% off his room, and it was still going to book for the 25th and 26th with the discount. It was still going to be almost $700.
Yeah.
Wow, those are higher than Disney prices there.
But you got the jacuzzi tub in the Horizon suite, Joe.
I mean, so is there any way that we can write it off for the show, Andrew? That's what we need to do. We need to, we got to make Donnie's dream come true.
Yes.
Have a hospitality suite. Knock it out.
How cool.
Nicole, you just you gave me an idea because we're not sure what weekend yet we're going to go there and stay. But the last weekend, closing weekends, we always go anyway. That sounds like an option.
Well, we've been talking about
trying to do a show celebration.
That's
both of you guys, right?
Yeah.
I think you guys should pay for my room for my birthday. That would be a great.
Same. I feel the same way.
The presidential suite off season in May. Do it 9 months in advance. It's a cheaper way to go. You can only do it once. You think you spend $3,000. Wow.
Oh my. But 12 people. So you break that down. You know, like.
But do you really want to be
still a
staying
lot.
in a room with 12 other people? I mean,
Like, you get
and
the
pay that much money to do
You get
it?
the coolness of the presidential suite, but you're with 11 other people. I think I'd rather have different rooms. And I'd rather have my own room with me and one other person than have 12 people in one room just to say I stayed in the
Yeah,
presidential.
that would not be enjoyable, at least for me.
Well, in the presidential suite, though, there's probably 3 bedrooms. So, you know, you've got 4 people per room with 2 queen beds. So,
but then
listen, I'm in an Airbnb with 4 families right now, and you know, we pay for that. So
that's true. But Lisa said the name of the corner suites are the Horizon.
Oh, on like the towers.
Yeah, the Horizon Suite
is the towers on the corners.
Yeah, the Horizon Suite is the one where you get like a patio with a full-size table, like a screened-in patio, unless you're on the second floor and it's a glassed-in patio because you're right above TGI Fridays. That one, now actually, that's a nice little tip too. If you want an extra space, like living area, the Horizon Suite with the glassed-in patio, it's almost like a whole nother room that you could put an air mattress in or something like that. If you've got a lot of people and you want to split a Horizon Suite, you got a whole extra area. Oh, my wife just texted me and said, "Don't give away our secret for the last room we just had," because we historically have splurged on the Horizon Suite, but we just bought a house this year, so we're like trying to Cedar Point on a budget. So it's like my kids walk up, I open the door and it's a 2 queen room. They're like, "Wait, what's this? This isn't Breakers." I'm like, "Yep, this is Breakers from now on, guys." But she just said, "Don't share that secret." I do have a funny story about that though, so it's kind of weird. It feels weird saying it, but because even though our stuff isn't there anymore, but as I mentioned before, they activate your keys later. So we show up to our room and our keys aren't working. And we're tired. We did the park all morning. I was like, "Oh my, I'm so mad." Yeah. We got to walk up and wait in the line. But coincidentally, we've talked about how the maintenance workers are the superheroes of Cedar Point. You know, like if you see them walking, you're just like, "There they go. They keep the rides running." Like if a ride shuts down and you see them going for the ride, they're like, "They're going to get it back up in no time." They're literally. I want a T-shirt of just a Cedar Point maintenance man or woman.
It's like Ghostbusters. Like they walk in, they've got all their tools.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly their vibe.
Like Tim Allen walking around with the big tool belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow motion, their hair's blowing.
Yeah, and they have like that certain shuffle to them. You can hear like their keys and tools rattling a bit. So
everyone is leaving the ride because it's closed, and they're walking through the middle of it because they're walking to the danger. Everyone else is walking away from it.
Oh,
yes. So we're standing there pissed off because my key's not working, and hear a little jingle. You hear a little jingle, and it's one of the maintenance guys. He's like, "Oh, what? Your key not working? Hold on 1 second." I don't know what he pulls out. He just beep. It's the room and it opens. So we go in. Okay. And now this is like checking. Our keys don't work yet. We're doing some stuff. As long as someone's in the room, we can get in and out of the room. Okay. Right. So Ashley, like later on, goes up to the desk to redo our keys. Comes back. She's like, "No way, I'm not waiting in that line," because my wife is not a line waiter. That's like I'm probably gonna get her the Prestige Plus so she can hang out in the VIP area because she's not. She's walked off the lines like 10-minute seated Gemini lines. She'll walk off like, "I'm not waiting in that." I'm like, okay. So she comes back. I'm like, "Babe, but we need our keys. We're not." She's like, "No, we gotta. What is it called? A screen door, a glass door that opens up." So she's like, "No, we got that door." So
that's gonna be your front door now. Just the glass.
That's our front door. I just took all of our valuables, put them in the safe, and we used that door for the whole stay. We never actually activated our keys.
That's great.
I wish they would bring up like Disney does, where you could have your room key on your phone.
Yeah.
RFID on your phone, where you just tap your phone on the door.
Oh, that's amazing.
But it doesn't always work. We just did that in Nashville, and half the time the damn thing didn't work. So
we never had an issue.
I think we've all had problems with electronic keys, and Donnie just framed it perfectly. Yeah. But it's the worst. Like you're tired. You go into your room, you're tired. Like if you're on vacation, you're headed to your room, you're tired, and then to know your key doesn't work and have to walk all the way back to the distracting front desk is
Carrying
just
your luggage and all that. Yeah,
the whole family. All right, you guys stay here. I'm going, and then the family just sitting in the hallway waiting for you to come back. It's the worst.
We stayed at a hotel in Atlanta. I think it was like the Hyatt or something years ago. And when I booked the room, I requested one of the rooms at the very top, as high up as we can get. We were like the 60th floor or something crazy like that. We were way up there, to get like a view of the Atlanta and all that. And of course, we get all the way up there. The elevator took forever to get up there. And of course, we get to the room, key don't work. It's like midnight. I got the kids with me, and so I had to go all the way back down, wait in a long line, and then go all the way back. It was like a 35-minute process,
Yeah. There's a great set of commercials for it's called like for promoting RVing, and it does that scenario like so it does a bunch of horrible scenarios on vacation you can avoid by having an RV, and one of them is that like everyone's at the room, the kids are just going crazy, and you're like, no, and here's the other one that's funny. Is you're in the airport, right? And there's a delay, and he's like, and there's a kid. It's like a nature voice, and a child is eating boogers and staring at you in the in the airway. He goes, "Where are his parents? The airport will raise him now."
Be like Terminal, that movie Terminal. Yeah.
Yes.
Lisa says, I think they should do wristbands, put your drink food package in on there, open your room. The thing would be a good idea, but they're so pissed with people riding with their phones, they actually kicking people out of the park if they get caught on a ride. That is the next thing. Magnum and Millennium this past week had to stop on lift hills due to cell phones being out. It's becoming a really big issue.
It is. Someone sent me a picture. They stopped Magnum. It was like 3/4 of the way up, and they shot a picture they sent me, and they had workers walking up the lift. So I don't know if they were going to confiscate the phones or if they're going to talk to the people or what, but it's getting ridiculous.
Actually, we got stuck on Gemini on the lift hill only for like 10 minutes or so, maybe 15 max, just this past weekend. And I was so tempted to like pull my phone out and take pictures of everything. And I could see my family down there waiting for us, like just so much. I'm like, just don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. But it was getting a little hot. In I was with my 9-year-old Olivia, and she was kind of sketched out a little bit, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And it was crazy because it was a racing version, because sometimes they only run one train, but they dispatched both trains. So we're going, and we had friends on the other train, so we're talking smack, red. Yeah. We just stop and they keep going, and then went on with the ride.
That happened to me last season, Donnie. We were up there for about 15 minutes, right in that flat stretch about halfway through the ride, right where you can look at Pipe Scream and everything. We sat there. Yep. Blue won one.
And with the Millennium Force, it takes even longer because there's no stairs. They got that little elevator thing. It doesn't move that fast. It goes up. So the workers had to get in the elevator and go up, do what they had to do to get the phone thing situated, and then go all the way back down and then reset the ride. And, here are people sitting on this train wanting to ride and having to deal with this mess. So people, please, again, I harp this every week, put the phones away. Enjoy the ride. We don't want some shaky POV video. Nobody wants to see that. There's 100 POV videos on YouTube and online anywhere.
Right. Yours isn't going to go viral.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's do Ride of the Week. We got to go back to school shopping, so we're headed up to Michigan, and you guys neck of the woods, Nicole and Dave.
I'm in Nashville again.
I don't know if
this girl.
Not even there.
She's a celebrity. She's all over the place, man.
I wish we were doing Birch Run, because I love Tony 75 there.
Yeah, but it's gone downhill lately. Oh, no. I was there last weekend. Yeah, it's gone downhill.
Oh, man.
That's where I was last weekend. I was up north. So
see, she gets around. I'm telling you, man.
Right of the week.
But hey, listen to this. Wait, hold on. Next Sunday, we'll record next Sunday, and I'm leaving Sunday afternoon to go to Cedar Point.
Oh,
yeah. I'll be there next weekend.
you mentioned you're going to be there closing weekend. We've been talking about doing a meetup there. We should all plan on maybe closing weekend.
I was thinking the same thing. I think we're going to be there Halloween weekend anyway. So let's plan on Halloween weekend and pick a day and we'll meet up there.
For sure.
I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So we'll go
Those are the days.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to get there next weekend to see you, Nicole. But for sure, let's do Halloween weekend. We'll meet up at Farmhouse, have some dinner on me as long as you have a pass.
Long nuggets.
All right. Ride of the week, Dave.
Ride of the week is a defunct ride that's no longer at the park. I don't know if you guys remember Chaos.
Chaos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Never actually rode that ride.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think
it
so.
was
Maybe. I don't think I remember that
1997 to 2010 was its run at the park. It started out over near Dragster. We're kind of where Dragster's lockers are now, kind of in that area.
Yeah.
Troika used to be over there, but in that area, it was there for a few years, and then I believe when they built Dragster, they moved it over to where the Beach Midway is now. Matter of fact, the basketball game right there on the Beach Midway across from Tiki Twirl, that whole big background that looks kind of weird, with all the lights on it, that was the background for Chaos. It's still
Did anybody ever ride that thing? Because I just thought it was weird looking.
It was always broken down, but it was a crazy ride. It was insane. It flipped you all over the place. And a few of the Cedar Fair parks had one at one time, and there was an incident on one at Michigan Adventure. So I believe after that they removed them. But
what does an incident mean?
I guess like something happened with the hub of the ride, the middle of it came loose or something, and I don't know.
Rolled down the midway.
Yeah, like that movie with the Ferris wheel.
Threw them out into the lake.
Yeah.
Start shooting.
Yeah. But it was there. It was a spinning ride. It was a lot of fun, but it had a lot of maintenance issues. So eventually they got rid of it. And
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dave. Go ahead, finish.
Oh, okay. And before that, Swavichin, for those of you that remember Swavichin.
Did you swear in a different language? How dare you?
That's Molly's favorite.
Yeah, with the girl with the big bust in the middle of the ride spinning. You remember that one? And the ride kind of moved like this, like a coin.
Oh,
yeah, kind of went around. Yeah, it was a fun ride.
Thank you, Lisa. It's been fun. And she said, enjoying the conversation. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. You as well. Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Now, Donnie, you have a job. Okay. For those who don't know, Donnie and I, we are going on back on terrestrial radio very soon. So now Cedar Point has to take us serious as a media outlet. So Donnie, it's going to be your job to pull all your strings at Cedar Point. We get all the media rides now, and we get on all the press releases, and they'll do interviews.
Man.
I mean, remember last time, Donnie, they were walking us on rides and giving us hotel rooms. It's your job, Donnie.
Oh my gosh,
we're counting on you.
You're the one that got me hooked on breakers. You're the one that you ruined me.
Gateway drug.
Can I join you guys?
We're pulling all you guys. We're pulling everyone in on this.
Can't wait
on this adventure. All right, for Dave and Donnie and Nicole, I'm Andrew Z. Thanks, you guys, for listening to the Cedar Point Podcast. We'll see you next Sunday. Bye, everybody. Right on, riders.
Right on.